Alrighty, let's clap it up. Shalom Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakathon to the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shemar Atham by Shem Yahushua to the sisters. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, specifically Gary, Indiana. I am your host, priest and officer of 50, Baniyah Banyahuda, holding it down for Monday's biblical law class. And tonight we're going to go over basically what my topic is believing the lies of this world is our downfall as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay, the water for everybody that's tuning in right now, that's, joining me. I had some technical difficulties a little bit earlier, but the water to where we are now. But basically, believing the lies of this world is our downfall. Okay, so us as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the only things that we should be believing in is ourselves. And how do we believe in ourselves? By referring back to this to these scriptures, to these laws, statutes, and commandments found in this Bible. You know what I mean? And in this Bible, it shows you everything that we need to do as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I mean? How to be brothers to each other, how to be sisters to each other, how to be kind with each other, how to forgive each other. You know what I mean? Everything that this world tells us that, if that man offends you in this world, I'm speaking in terms of this world, in the world, if a man offends you in this world, they'll tell you, hey, listen, you ain't got to deal with them. Let them go or get your get back in a lot of sense. Well, in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, and specifically within these Bibles, which every man, every prophet in this school follows everything that comes out this Bible, it tells you if a brother offends you, forgive him 70 times 7. Forgive him that much. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily got to be around them every day. You ain't got to be like, hey, what's going on, brother? You cool? But forget our brother enough to not want to get your get back. Forget our brother enough not to want to go and get your lick back or your payback or anything like that. Forgive your brother that much, because this world tells you that believing in the world compared to believing in our king is our downfall. That's what we do too much. We believe in this world. We believe in everything that this world says, and that's our downfall as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So with no further more to do, I'm going to go ahead and hop into these scriptures so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Because we can't come back to our original, we can't come back to us unless we understand what's in this Bible, all right? So let me go ahead and get Matthew chapter 15 and verse 24. So this is basically our King Christ, all right? So who the world so ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, who the world so ignorantly paints as a white boy, okay? As we know, according to these scriptures, Christ is a black man from the tribe of Judah, okay? He was born from Mary and Joseph, okay? Just like how your mom and your dad settled down and had you, yeah, our Christ was born like that. Our King Christ was born like that, all right? Who the world so ignorantly calls Christ, we know him in the scriptures as Hamashiach Yahushua is his proper Hebrew name. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you this little precept right here just to show you that he only came back for us, not for everybody. The world tells you he came back for everybody. The world tells you, oh, he was born for everybody. All you got to do is just pray, bow your head, and then you'll be forgiven. Well, the Bible begs differ. Okay, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So that's to give you context on the scripture. This is the Lord speaking to let me go ahead and bring this up, so like I'm having a little bit of difficulties with this. All right, so this is the Lord basically speaking to the woman who came up to him, you know what I mean? And Salaki. Yep. So basically, so this is Christ speaking to the woman who came to him and was asking him, can you rid my daughter of this demon? You know what I mean? She got a demon on her. Can you take this demon away from her? Christ says to the woman, hey, listen, it is not meet to give what I'm going to give to the Israelites. I came back for the Israelites. I can't give what I'm going to give to them to you, because I'm not sent for you. I'm only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, like what the scripture says. You know what I mean? Verse 24, let me go ahead and read some more. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So right there, to anybody that's tuning in, that should let you know that Christ is only sent back for us, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, not for everybody else. Not for the white man, not for the Chinese man, not for the Arab man, not for whoever other than the 12 tribes of Israel, that being the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's the only people that Christ is being sent for. All right, Salaki Israel. All right, no sweat. All right, so basically, what Christ was saying was, I'm only sent back for my people, not for everybody else. And that's what we need as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We don't need for somebody that's going to come back and save everybody, because somebody who's going to come back and save for everybody, guess what? If they coming back to save everybody, that means that the people who were done wrong don't get justice. Okay, that just means that the people who did that injustice to them get a slap on the wrist. That means that they get forgiven of that, and that's not what we need. Every race that you see on this earth got justice for what happened to them. The Irish, they got Ireland back, and they got their culture back. The fake Jewish men, they took our culture, yet the United States is paying them billions of dollars every year just so that they can feel protected in their land. Well, if you know anything, you know that that land is about to go into the Third World War along with every other place in this world. Thus saith the Most High. For all the iniquities, for all the injustice that you did to the children of Israel. To this day, they trying to lock our Hispanic brothers up in Guantanamo Bay. They're locking their children up in cages. They doing all this injustice to us, yet you telling me that the people who doing it to us, they get a chance to get forgiven? They get a chance to get a slap on the wrist? They don't get a punishment? America doesn't even do that to its prisoners. So you telling me that the Most High is just so forgiving? No, I beg to differ. In this Bible, it says, and this Bible, it says that the house of Edom is going to pay for what they did to the house of Israel. And I got the precept here to prove it to you. So with that being said, this is my next precept right here. Give me 1 second, Israel. Let me get let me get the book. Let me get Salakia Israel. Let me get the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 18. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what the Most High said about the house of Esau. You know what I mean? The kingdom that we are in right now, the white man's kingdom. You know what I mean? This is what the Bible says about that. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 18. Okay, this is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. So what does that let you know? That means this is a prophecy. All right. So the house of Esau is going to be for flame. For stubble. That means it's nothing is going to be remaining of this kingdom. All right. Nothing. As you can see right now, we in the midst of a third world war. So that should let you know that this kingdom ain't gonna be standing for long. And why should it? Is there any reason for this kingdom to stand? Can anybody sit here and tell me what is one justification for this kingdom to stand? For them to still put their necks, for them to still put their knees on our necks. You know what I mean? For them to still put their knees on the back of our necks while we on the ground. For them to, as you can see, as you saw by that video a couple weeks back ago, a little baby got arrested along with the parent. They had the baby in handcuffs on the ground, a 2-3-year-old, when they should be locking up their own goddamn children. Because here's the thing, It's state kids going up and shooting up schools. Last time I checked, it wasn't no Black, Hispanic, or Native American going up and unaliving their peers at school. It's state kids, but yet they want to treat our kids like we the villains, like we the scum of the earth. Yet last time I checked, it's state kids writing manifestos at 15 years old. What are you talking about right here? But they want to sit here and put they knees on the necks of our children, on the necks of our people, trying to treat us like we criminals when they literally stole a whole goddamn country, and their ancestors is walking around here like we didn't do it. Yeah, y'all didn't do it physically, y'all didn't do it, but y'all benefiting off of what y'all forefathers did. Just like if somebody stole a brooch, an expensive brooch back in 1950, and it's 2025, and it was passed down to your grandchild, and the ancestors of that person that you stole it from, that your ancestors stole it from, they said, hey, listen, we're gonna go ahead and contact the authorities, and we want that back because that's in our family. That's what was passed down to us, but it was stolen. So they send the police over to your house. Who getting arrested? The person who stole that originally is dead. They in the ground physically. You gonna dig them up and you go find bones. But the person that's still alive right now, that's got the brooch, they in possession of that. So realistically, the person who's in possession of that has to go to jail. Well, guess what? Black, Hispanic, and Native American man, the white man that you see roaming this earth right now, and it's just not them, the oppressor, meaning not just the white man, the Chinese man, the Arab man, the people that you see commonly in the hood, they gotta pay. They gotta pay for what they did to us in this hellhole. The white man, you already know. The Arab man, you already know. They selling us K2 and Lucy's in a gas station. They had a hand in us coming over to this place. Because if you know anything about history, the Arabs who was the ones that's built the ships, the fake Jewish men funded it. You know what I mean? The Chinese men don't even like us. You can name anybody else. They don't like us. The reason why they able to be on top is because you got the niggas at the bottom. Everybody always say, hey, listen, at least I'm not a nigga. Best believe every other race of people on this earth, they wake up. They go about this lifestyle. They go about this life. Hey, shalom, shamar, artham, bashim, yawashai. Looking at the water for tuning in, sis. All right. The water for tuning in, China. The water to the both of y'all. But anyway, like I was saying, you know what I mean? Somebody got to pay for what was done to another nation of people. Nobody can't get away with what they done for what they did on this earth. You know what I mean? It don't work like that. It's never been like that. Name any other nation of people that said, hey, listen, I know we've been destroyed and we didn't get justice, but we cool. No other race of people can tell you that. No other race. They'll tell you, hey, listen, my people fought. My people fought for this. Your people just sat on the sideline and said, hey, listen, we go just let anything happen to us. Black man, Hispanic man, and Native American, this world has tricked you into thinking that you being sublime to everything is you taking the mature route about it. That's not how it goes, because any other race would just say, hey, listen, y'all cowards. Y'all scared. Y'all ain't even get y'all lick back. Like every other race is saying, why ain't y'all get y'all lick back? You know what I mean? But what other race of people have you seen literally get stolen out of a home country, brought over to another country that they were not familiar with, and for 400 years been literally broken down to where we are now, where we thinking that we just as equal as our oppressors? I don't know if you know anything about Stockholm Syndrome, but every Black person, it's like generational with us. We ain't even got to necessarily be a part of slavery to feel the way. But the thing is, because of the fact that we go back and we read books, we see TV shows, we see all types of depictions of how we were back in slavery. And it was worse back in slavery. The TV is only going to show you like a entertaining type of, version of it. We see all that. And then we think like, man, you know what? We can't be like them. We gotta just be calm. We gotta be sublime. Man, that's not what the Bible says. The Lord is going to literally unalive all of our oppressors that did everything so dirty to us. Okay, because we originally sinned against the Most High is why we here right now. Don't just think that this happened for no reason. We are where we are right now because of our ancestors back in Egypt, our ancestors back, going against the Most High. That's why we are where we are right now. So let me go ahead and get back to these scriptures so I can go ahead and show you that even though, even though that the world told you, like, the Most High is back for everybody, believing the lies of this world is really our downfall at the end of the day. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you who our King came back for, and who he really is going to deliver. Not everybody. The lies of this world tell you everybody. The Bible is going to dispose of that. This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, and verse 4. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants. I'm gonna go ahead and stop right there. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants. I'm gonna go ahead and finish. And the giving of the law and the service of God and his promises. So basically, this is him giving all those laws, statutes, and commandments to us. All the 10 commandments that belong to us. That's why we can't go about this world doing everything that the heathen does, doing everything that the oppressor does. Why? Because everything that you see within the Bible is given to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which is why when we try to do that, we fail. We try to be like the heathen, we fail. We try to be a homosexual, we end up with number one in all the STDs, all the STIs. We try to, get on a white man's drugs, and then we end up a drug addict and we can't get no job. We try to be, have, interracial marriages with they women, which it says in the Bible not to. And then you wondering why every time I don't know, I can't even think about it because I'm not even in that predicament. You know what I mean? Lord be with anybody in that predicament. But the Lord told us, the Most High told us not to deal with these people's women. Don't be like them. Don't even be a part of this world. Meaning don't even follow the trends that you see on Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Don't do it. The world does it, but you don't do it. Black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man, which is why when you do it, you fail. You die. You can't even survive in this world. They can go and sniff a whole line of, some white powder. I ain't gonna say the term because I don't want us to get clipped, but a substance that is bad for your health. They can go ahead and do a whole line of that before 3 lines before they go into work. Guess what? They'll be able to tell you, hey, listen, don't do this, don't do that. It works for them, but it doesn't work for you, Black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man, because it wasn't for us to be like that. It wasn't made for us to be drug addicts because we aren't. Yeah, I know you've been used to seeing niggas in the hood, strung out and everything. But the reason why they so strung out and they can't do nothing is because it wasn't for them to even be like that in the first place. Guess what? Your boss is just as much as a strung out on drugs, just like that brother that you see in the hood walking down the street with holes all up in his jeans, all up in his clothes. Your boss is just like that. Your coworker is just like that. But the thing is, because of the fact that everything in the Bible, all the laws, statutes, commandments pertaining to us, when the Bible says don't do drugs, don't dig up the earth and put it to your mouth, light up a flame to your mouth, well, guess what? That's what the Bible says. You can't go against that. If the Most High said don't do that and you do it, well, guess what? You're gonna be in that position where you just stuck. You just stuck for it could be 30, 40 years. You still gonna be stuck in that 1 year. You just gonna be a zombie for that much time. Because it wasn't for us to do that. It wasn't for us to be drug addicts and homosexuals and whoremongers and 304s. It wasn't for us to be that. All right. Well, let me keep going with this. And the giving of the law in the service of God and his promises. So all his promises. So when he said that he was going to be with us, all the grace laws, the reason why you see that same brother that's strung out on drugs, but he ain't completely dead, is because there's grace for that brother, because he got an opportunity to hear brothers on the corner tell him to get off of drugs, and it wasn't for him to be on drugs for 30, 40 years. That same brother. And the thing is, if one brother get off of drugs, and we got a crowd of 10 people, 50 people, 100 people. If one brother get off of drugs, we did our job. because that one brother is going to be able to build up a nation just like the rest of us. We were all pieces of garbage at one time. We were all drug addicts and gang members and murderers and thieves. But we came to the UPK. The Most High showed us grace to be able to come to the UPK and be able to help our people. And we will never go back to how we were. We can't. We can't. It's just like the other day, I forgot what my birthday was. I've been celebrating my birthday for 22 years, for 21 years. It's lucky, 21 years. And I'm 23 now. For the last 2 years, I ain't even celebrated my birthday. And I forgot about my birthday completely. That should let you know that coming into the truth would change your whole life. It'll change your character. It'll change everything about you. But all you got to do is follow the law, statutes, and commandments so that you don't be that next brother who gets struck down by a stray bullet. So that you don't be that next brother or sister who driving in traffic just trying to pick up your baby. And then next thing you know, a drunk driver hits you head on and you die. It's like you get unalive in an accident, yet the driver who hit you ain't got no scratches. That's the Most High's judgment right now. But us as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we got to realize that we cannot be like this oppressor. And why would you want to be like this oppressor? I wouldn't want to be like this oppressor. You know what I mean? Verse 5. Who are the fathers, and of whom are concerning the flesh Christ came? So boom. Who concerning the flesh that Christ came? So this is basically giving you his lineage right now. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. The flesh that Christ came from. If he came from immaculate conception, it wouldn't be saying that. It'd just be like Christ who spawned out of thin air. Christ who just appeared yesterday. It's not saying that. It's saying that the flesh he came after, meaning that he had a people with the same type of flesh, with the same bloodline. The same bloodline that you be seeing in media and everything. They got a whole faction in this wrestling company where they call it the bloodline. Guess who's in it? People who are from the bloodline. It ain't just random niggas in there. It ain't random crap. It's people that are from that specific bloodline. So if they could do that for entertainment purposes, what makes you think that the Bible ain't strict? And the Bible is what it originated from. Everybody else just trying to cleave on to that. Okay? Everybody is just trying to cleave on to what the Bible stated. The reason why you see a lot of these coaches that don't believe in interracial marriages, yeah, it came from the Bible first, buddy. Yeah, it came from the Bible. The Most High told us not to lay down with any heathen, lay down with any oppressor, nothing like that. Stay with your sisters, man. And you sisters, stay with these brothers, man. Because when you go and lay down with these other race of people, now your ass is getting beaten on camera and he ain't going to jail. Your ass is getting beat the hell up on camera. And ain't nobody getting punished for it. Because Johnny is not like that. Johnny wasn't born like that, apparently. Everybody go rep for him, but your black ass is stupid. Because you decided that I'm not going to go with that brother. I ain't going to endure with that brother in the hood. I'm going to go and get this white boy who going to damn near probably eat my brains and cut my body up and scatter it across the United States. If you feel like that's an improvement, sis, that's dangerous. Brother, that's dangerous. Like, don't think that being with these white women is the same way too. It was a story a couple years ago about this football player. It's lucky I can't find the article right now, but y'all could probably look it up. It was a story about this one football player or athlete. I'm going to say athlete. I don't know if he was a football or basketball player who went somewhere. He left his house one day with his heathen wife, right? Next thing you know, his heathen wife hit him up saying, hey, listen, babe, I love you, but I'm about to go ahead and unalive me and the children right now. And wherever he was, I don't know if he was, I'm believing that this brother wasn't even close by his house to even try to prevent the situation. The brother was in another state and he had to sit there and watch all of this unfold and he couldn't even be at the house. That's what happens when you go with these other people, okay? Because they don't have your best interest in mind. You might have to deal with a brother. You might have to deal with a sister who might be a little bit difficult to really deal with. But what's best for you to deal with that than for you to go out of your own race to deal with somebody who don't even know how to really deal with you? You see how these oppressors, when they in the police force, they don't even know how to deal with us as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All we got to do is cough the wrong way and they ready to shoot our head off because they don't know how to deal with us. Just like we don't know how to deal with them. They sense of humor is different. The way how they walk is different. The way how they talk is different. We are different people. And that's one thing that we need to realize. That's one thing that we need to realize as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that we are different people. Once we realize that, then we can probably make some progress. But the thing that's holding us back is when we start to say we are the same. I'm the same as this man. Yet this man don't know nothing about me. He don't know my mannerisms. He ain't grew up in the hood. He grew up in the suburbs. So you telling me, like, if I went around a whole crowd of oppressors and everything, I wouldn't know how to deal with them. If they start joking, I'd be like, man, what's going on here? You know what I mean? What's going on here? That's the thing. We don't know how to deal with these people. And as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we need to really come back to each other, okay? And that's my perfect segue into this verse right here. I'm going to go ahead and get the book of Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. And this is what the Bible says about us as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, okay? Okay. Let me go ahead and get this up on my phone. Salaki, my computer is kind of running a little bit slow right now. Hey, Shalom Yabashim Yabashah Brakatha, Officer Ashayar, Shalom Yabashim Yabashah Brakatha, Officer Kanunya, the water for tuning in to my class, the water to y'all. Appreciate y'all, brothers. Let me go ahead and get the book of Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. This is what the Bible says about us Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans coming together as one people. This is the book of Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. So basically, we need to come together. Did it say in this verse that we need to gather everybody together? Everybody in the United States? Do we need to gather the Chinese man, the Arab man? Do we need to gather the French men? Do I need to go the Turkey men? You know what I mean? The Korean men? No, it says gather yourselves together. And it's going to go in more depth on this verse. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. The man, the people that's on the bottom, the people that everybody walk by on this earth, and they just be like, oh, that's just a nigga. That's just a 304. They look at our women like all they do is just take off their clothes and shake their behind. Like that's all they got. They don't have no sense. All they got to do is turn on, I don't even know, some network. And that should let you know they literally turn on. Like, you don't think that these oppressors be turning on, damn, I can't even think of the Zeus network. You don't think that these oppressors be turning on the Zeus network and be like, man, you see these black people on here? Yeah, this is how niggas operate. This is how women operate. This is how black women operate in the United States. They operate just like this, like how they do on the Zeus network. All they do is be scantily clad women, you know what I mean, half naked on TV, raising a voice and fighting with each other. And that's what they think about every woman. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody opposed to that, okay? That's what the oppressor thinks about us, okay? As Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we need to really come together and we need to fight that, okay? Let me go ahead and get this next verse because this is really going to go into what I mean. This is basically what I'm going into, okay? This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37. Hey, shalom, Yabashim Yasha Brakatha, officer of 500. Azan, the water for checking into my class. The water, sir, I appreciate you for tuning in. We're going to get it tonight. All right, this is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment. So basically, they look at you like an astonishment. You know what I mean? If you look at the definition of an astonishment, that's like, you know, a surprise, like a shocker. Like, y'all still alive? They look at the Native Americans like that, too. Y'all still alive? Like, what? Y'all still here? Y'all still in America? Y'all still let these, y'all still let these people put their knees, put their foots on your necks and put their knees on your back and whatnot? You have become an astonishment, black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man and woman. A proverb and a byword. Basically, like I said earlier, these nations, they are where they are right now because of the fact that they can wake up in the morning and say, man, Listen, I know that we are where we are. I know we finna go into a third world war, but guess what? I'm not a nigga though. I'm not a spick. I'm not a savage though. That's what they think. They think about that. They look at our brothers, our Hispanic brothers, and they think, man, they all just, they rapists and they thieves, and they come over here and they selling drugs from Mexico, and they coming over here and they just doing all this crime. Then they look at our Native American brothers and they be like, oh man, they still alive. They doing crime and they doing all this on the reservations, and they alcoholics and they drug addicts. You know what I mean? Then they look at our so-called African American, us black people here in America, and they be like, man, they all they do is talk about killing each other, and they thieves, and all they do is do drugs and all this other stuff. Well, guess what? The reason why they able to succeed as nations is because they look at us and they be like, man, you know what? I'm not a nigga. So guess what? I could be successful in this kingdom because guess what? I'm not black. I'm not Hispanic, and I'm not Native American. I'm white. I'm African. Even our oppressors, Africans, the Arabs, they can go and start taxi cab companies and start all types of restaurants in the hood, and then take the money that we giving them back to their country. Back to their country. While we sitting here in the ghettos in Gary, Indiana, and Chicago, and Milwaukee, and LA, and New York, and North Carolina, you know what I mean, in Atlanta, where we gonna have the 57th annual Passover at, they can look at us and be like, hey, listen, as long as I'm not a nigga, we can still succeed. We not niggas. We not at the bottom. But they treat us like that. And everything wrong in this kingdom, they just try to put a black face to it. Officer 500 Kananya said this best at camp. They just took all that homosexuality and stuck a black face on it. They took all that crime and all that music and all that violent music, and they stuck black faces on it. They took all that whoredom and all that, scantily clad music and everything that'll make our women less than what they are in the Bible as being princesses, and they put a black face on it. They put black, Hispanic, and Native American faces on it. And then they said, hey, listen, you can't get mad at us. Black people doing it. Yet they took that and put us up there. They put people up there who didn't know that what they were doing wrong. If every black, Hispanic, and Native American person thought about, was in a UPK, let me not say even think about it, was in a UPK, then this wouldn't be a problem. But they took people who obviously are not learned. They took people who ain't got the knowledge that we know right now, who are unlearned, basically. It says it in the Bible, my people are going to perish for the lack of knowledge, for their ignorance. They took all these ignorant people and put them on the forefront and said, hey, listen, you can't get mad at us. Y'all doing it. But they put the worst version of us. They put the weaker versions of us. They put the people, hey, listen, except for putting, some type of a brother who got a demon on him, obviously, or a sister who got a demon on them, obviously. Except for putting them on the forefront, giving them all this money, giving them all this attention, put Commander General Yohana on that platform, and let's see what he say. Put Commander General Yohana up there. You know what I mean? Put him up there so he can talk and try to, not try, but tell every black, Hispanic, and Native American person in America the truth according to this Bible. You know what I mean? Give somebody who's deserving of that attention. But America is only going to produce and only promote the worst of us. That's all they're going to do. They ain't going to sit here and be like, oh, listen, I see some righteous brothers right here. They never did that. I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but the white man put Kendrick Lamar on the Super Bowl. Kendrick Lamar ain't deep. Pause. He is not like that. He is not like that. Trust me. This brother literally went up there and his whole shtick was about calling another brother a pedophile with no evidence. It says in the Bible, prove all things, but you made a mockery of this other brother to try to get your career forward. What does that say about you as a person? Did anything come out? Listen, I ain't finna sit here and argue with none of that, but my whole point is they put the worst of us at the forefront and then try to say, that's y'all. Y'all did that. You see that? That's a black person. He ain't had to take that money. But they take the worst of us who didn't have that money, the ignorant of us, and they put that to the forefront. And that's why the white man is the damn devil that the Bible speaks of. And every day that you say that, just like how they say, hey, listen, I wake up in the morning and I'm not a nigga, say that in the morning. The oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Say that in the morning, and I can guarantee you're going to have a better day than what you're doing. You still got to be in this hellhole, but you'll have at least a better day. All right, so let me get back to this. Among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. So basically, this is me just going based off of that verse. You know what I mean? So basically, we're going to become an astonishment, a proverb, a byword among all the nations. And that's every nation. So don't think that any nation on this earth is walking around here thinking like, man, you know what? These black people just like us. These black people just the same as Chinese. No, they're saying, listen, these black people ain't like us. They don't care about you. They only care about their own people. But the Lord is going to show them. The Lord is going to show them really what he really is about. You know what I mean? Because when the Lord comes back, it ain't going to be a day of, fun times and, joy and, naked babies in the sky shooting arrows and all what you see in the Christian church and the Catholic church. It's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like that. I hate to burst your bubble. I hate to. You know what I mean? Let me get the book of, let me see. Let's see. I'm going to get the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. Let me go ahead and show you that this world is wrong about everything. Hey, Shalom, Yabashim, Yabashah, Brakatah. Awesome apostles. Hey, the water for tuning into my class. Appreciate you, sir. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. All right. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people. Hold on now. Holy people. What you telling me? You telling me that we ain't African American? You telling me that we just not niggas? You telling me that we niggas? Don't get me wrong. You telling me that we just we a little bit above that? What? No. For thou art an holy people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are a holy people. What does holy mean? Separate. In a Hebrew, it means lashwan, which means separate. That's what holy means in the Hebrew. Separate. You are a separate people, which is why you can't be like everybody else. You not like everybody else, and everybody is not like you. Black man, Hispanic man, and Native American, I understand that you feel like you can just, how can I say this? I know you feel like you could just do everything and you just an American and it's your choice. I know the women feel like it's my body, my choice. Listen, everything that you do, it says it in the Bible that you can't do. Everything that you feel like you can do, anything that this world tells you to do, you should just always have a mindset of discernment. Like, oh, the world said that I can. If America tells you, hey, listen, you can walk down the street in a 180-degree straight line, you should be questioning that. You should be like, nah, that ain't right. Something's wrong about this. Something is wrong, because you know that this world is not what the Lord intended it to be. You telling me that they putting all types of transgenders and gay people at the forefront, and you telling me that this is what this is what the Lord intended the world to be in 2025. You got all types of drag queens running around here, and that's what the Lord wanted the world to be run by gay people and drag queens. Like I said, let me go ahead and get back to this verse. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. You are a special people unto him, Black, Hispanic, and Native American. Don't let nobody else tell you otherwise. Don't let that white man tell you that you less than him. Don't let the Chinese man, don't let anybody else tell you that you less than which the Lord has told you. Okay? This is coming from the Most High. This ain't coming from me. I will listen to him. This is the man that can literally not wake you up tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, literally, you could be sitting right here and you can get up and say, I'm gonna go get me a cup of water, and you take 3 steps and just die. It has happened. Don't think it can't happen to you. Okay? The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. Just like if you got special pairs of shoes in the closet, you might have 10, 15 pairs of shoes in the closet. Yet you got this one special pair of shoes that you just don't wear like you do the other ones. These is the ones that you bust out every so often. These is the special joints. Everybody, hey, listen, every Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you got something special that you ain't busting out. It could be shoes, it could be whatever. It could be some strong that you wait until a good moment to bust out, but you just don't bust it out like how you might do anything else. You know what I mean? You chose this to be a special thing, just like how the Lord God said in this scripture that the Lord God has chosen thee, the Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. And I'm gonna continue with the scripture because it's gonna get even. Hey, listen, it's gonna get even hardcore from here. This, you think that this is it? Like, all right, yeah, I'm a special person unto himself. Let me tell you what else he said. Above all people that are on the face of this earth, above all people, above all people that are upon the face of the earth, the the Arab man, the Chinese man, the white man, the Indian man, you are above all people that are on the face of this earth. Should nobody tell you otherwise. Should nobody tell you, hey, listen, my family, they're from Germany and we this and that, or my family's from Africa and we come from kings and queens. Nigga, guess what? The Lord thy God, he's with me. The Lord thy God can literally, hey, listen, Yahweh can literally send a level 10. That ain't never been documented before. I think it only goes up to level 5. The Lord, the Most High can send a level 10 tsunami, hurricane, tornado. He can send level 10. It could be something that you ain't never experienced before to wipe out a whole country. You don't think that that God can wipe out Africa in one go around? You don't think that God can wipe out America in one go around? What the military gonna do? The military gonna try to shoot down a goddamn hurricane? The military gonna try to use some type of climate control? No. The Lord can literally send a class 10 and can't nobody do nothing about it but brace for impact. That's the person you want to go against. You trying to build your space force to go up to the moon to try to, see what we can do. Let me see. You don't think that they doing that to try to fight against the Most High? What you gonna do if like I said, what you gonna do if a hurricane just pop out of nowhere? The Most High can make it where a hurricane can literally start right now. It ain't got to be oh, it was warm here and it was dry here and it came together. No, it can start right now. What you gonna do, white man? What you gonna do, heathen? What you gonna do, oppressor? Let me know what you gonna do. What you gonna do? You gonna go into your bunker? The Lord gonna flood out your bunker. He gonna flood out your bunker. What you gonna do? You gonna try to go to a secret room in your house? The Lord is gonna tear your house up before you can even go. So with that being said, Black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man, you need to come back to your culture. You need to come back to your culture, the law, statutes, and commandments in this Bible. Once you start to separate yourself from America, not physically going somewhere. That don't mean go to Africa. That don't mean go to, somewhere in the wilderness. Nah, that don't mean that. That means stop following the philosophies of this world, of this country. Stop celebrating birthdays. Stop celebrating Halloween. Stop thinking that you can get away with celebrating Thanksgiving and 4th of July because, I'm not doing it for 4th of July. I'm just kicking it with my family. Well, guess what? You doing it in the spirit of America. When they pop off them fireworks, that was America being free. Nigga, in a constitution, it still says you 3/4 of a man. So what should that say about anything? You ain't free even if you wanted to be free. The only way that we're going to get free is if we start to return back to this culture where that's found within this Bible, the law, statutes, and commandments. Everything that you see in the Bible pertains to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Nobody else. You can't even fake the funk if you wanted to. A lot of these cultures, they be trying to fake the funk. They be trying to cleave onto us. They be trying to wear our stuff, dress the way how we do, talk the way how we do. You might be able to get away with imitating it, but you still not go get these laws, statutes, and commandments that pertain to us. So If I was a heathen, or my advice to heathens, or the oppressor, white men, Indian man, Chinese man, and I'm just picking a hand few. Anybody that's not a Black, Hispanic, and Native American man, the only piece of advice I can give you is brace for impact. Brace for impact. Get ready. You can't even get ready. All you can do is brace for impact. Like when you go up on a roller coaster and you know you're finna do that big dip, hang on, cause you ain't hanging on. It's gonna be a wrap for y'all, and it's only right. It's only right. Any just person can see it's only right. They still catching these World War III, these World War I, World War II Nazis that was back then, back in the 1920s. They 100 years old, they don't even know where the hell they at right now. They think that they at home. They arresting them still. I thought I was tripping when I saw that a couple years back. So if these people can get justice after hundreds of years, and these ain't the same people that was in the concentration camps. That's the thing. The people who was pushing for them to get justice, they weren't in the concentration camps. They weren't at the Holocaust. Anne Frank is dead, motherfucker. You know what I mean? But yet the children of these people who were in there, they still calling for justice for their people. Why? Because they know that what was done to their ancestors was wrong. So why can't we as Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans get the same darn thing? It only makes sense, and that's only just. We can't get the same thing. We can't, get justice for what was done to us. We spent almost 500 god darn years in this place being your slave. We celebrated your holidays. We didn't did everything that we can to try to love you. You know what I mean? In the ignorance. In our ignorance, we didn't try to do everything to try to appeal to you. And all you did was kill us. And we didn't do nothing to you. I don't see no videos of no Black police officer pulling over no white boy and shooting him in the head because he coughed the wrong way. I don't see no videos of no Black police officer putting his neck on no white boy's neck and choking him out to the point he dead. I don't see that. But who do I see it happening to? Us Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Who do I see getting sent over to Guantanamo Bay? Our Hispanic brothers. Who do I see on crystal meth and all types of drugs on the reservations dying? I didn't even really touch on that. On the reservations, you got literally so many missing children. It is astronomical, and ain't nobody talking about it. Somebody got to pay for that. Somebody got to pay for that. The fact that our people are in that condition right now, somebody got to pay for that. And nobody's trying to take ownership. Nobody's trying to take responsibility for it. And the people who are responsible for it are dead, honestly. The people who set this up to be the way how it is, they're gone. But the people who are benefiting, who are walking around here on the bones of our ancestors, their ancestors is walking on the bones of our ancestors. Which is why they can be around here. And I mean, have you ever worked with an oppressor coworker? I mean, gosh darn, that should be all the justification right now to be like, why these people still walking around and are empowered? Because they are empowered. It ain't Black people making up all these rules that you see in America. It ain't Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. No, it's all oppressor. And the few of us that are in there, we part of the ignorant part. We don't know that what we doing is wrong. We thinking that we thinking that we part of the solution. Oh yes, we got one Black person in Congress. We'd have been in this place for over 500 years, and we still celebrating that it's one Black person on 2 Black people on this party. It's 3 Hispanics on this party, and it's like 2 Native Americans on this party. We celebrating that. We've been here for 500 years. You would think that we would have had a whole party full of all of us. We would have just made up a whole party. You know what I mean? But obviously, everything in this kingdom don't appeal to us Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And once we start to realize that, is when we start to come back to our culture. Like what the book of Zephaniah said, what I read earlier. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. We are the nation not desired. which is why after 500 years of being in this place, we still celebrating when it's one black man on Congress. It's one black man that became a lawyer in the state of Alabama, some doohickey state in Alabama, some hick state in Alabama, and we celebrating that one black man became a senator or a politician or he became a janitor. We celebrating that like, oh man, that's history right now. We making progress now because guess what? In this kingdom, Black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man, it wasn't designed for you to make progress in here. It was only designed for you to be a slave, which is why we so surprised when we see another black man, another Hispanic man, and another Native American man, you know, in in those positions. Because it wasn't made for us to progress. It wasn't made for us to rise up in ranks. No, it wasn't. Not in this kingdom. In this kingdom, it was meant for us to be slaves, for them to have they knees on our necks, to have their foots on our necks. You know what I mean? As Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay. So let me go ahead and get this next verse because I need to go ahead and show you, you know what I mean, what the Most High said about us. But you know what? Let me go ahead and get this next verse for y'all. Salaki. Let me get the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 17. Salaki, Israel, bear with me for a second. 4 verse 17. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet famed for our vain help. So we're looking for help for everywhere. We can't find help on our own because how can we as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who also been beaten down, our culture stripped away from us. We have no spirit in this society other than to try to be what we see our oppressors being. They talk about their kids. I don't even know how many times I done been at the slave and all they do is talk about, oh, my kid, they did this, they did that, they did this, they did that. You know, and that's cool. You know what I mean? If they feel like that's what their kids do, you know what I mean? To measure up to that, whatever. You know what I mean? But that's what they do. They brag about their generation of kids. But Black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man and woman, what do you have to brag about your kids? Oh, you know, my daughter, you know, she on Facebook posting half naked. My son, you know, he in jail, or you know, he's selling drugs, or you know, he just barely making it. You know, he got a good job, but you know, he's struggling too. My daughter, she's struggling too. Yet they sit up here and they brag about their kids. They brag about how they going through this and they doing this. They ain't part of this program. Why? Because those programs were made for their children. It wasn't made for us. It wasn't made for no black men. You think that the system that allowed these people to, like, think about the whole American education system. Do you think that that was ever designed to be made for black people, Hispanic people, or Native American people? No, it wasn't. It was supposed to be made for their kids. And because we were in this hellhole, they just say, just let them go with the American system. And now they changing stuff. Because before, I know for a long time, you used to be able to just open up a history book, and then the first chapter talked about slavery. It talked about the transatlantic slave trade, you know, all the injustices that was done, manifest destiny, necessary evil. It talked about all of that. Now they trying to change it to where they saying that they were voluntary migrants or something like that. They were voluntary workers, the Great Migration. So they trying to change history, which is why we finna end right back to where we was. Because the thing is, if you don't recognize history and if you don't recognize that, you are doomed to repeat it. That it's natural in life. If you don't recognize that, okay, yeah, this did happen and you trying to change it and you just trying to avoid it, it's going to happen again. We are going to go into another civil war. I don't know if you know, but these white supremacists, they marching in Cleveland and they looking stupid while they doing it. I don't know if you ever been to, like, they try to come at the UPK a lot. You know, they try to come at us like we brash and we bold and we hate white people. The thing is, the thing that you know We hate white people different from how white people hate us. Okay? White people hate us by unaliving us, by throwing Molotov cocktails in our house at night, by burning wooden crosses on our lawn, by popping our tires, by scratching up our windows, by busting our windows, by throwing bricks in our windows, by being a goddamn nuisance, a damn devil. That's the white man's version of hate. That's why when you ask any black, Hispanic, or Native American person, they'll tell you, I don't hate, because they associate hate with how our oppressor did hated us. He hated us by the sword. Okay, he hated us by the sword. He unalived us. Listen, the white man is such a damn devil that it's not just us, but it's other nations too. And I'm not rapping for them either. When they wanted to steal the oil out of the Middle East, what they do? They sent troops out there to the Middle East to do that. They sent armies out there, and they wasn't out there just fighting Afghani rebels and whatnot. They was shooting niggas in jogging pants. They was killing kids out there. They was up there blowing up school buildings. You don't think that America, USA was doing that? Oh man, you got to do some more research. They was out in the Middle East blowing up school buildings and throwing missiles down and snipering children and shooting niggas that's just walking down the street. That's what they were doing out in the Middle East. Because when a white man hates, when our oppressor hates, he hates by the sword. He hates by violence. He says, listen, I want that, and I'm going to do everything it takes to get that, even if that means I got to be unmoral. That means I got to be unjust about what I do. I got to be immoral and unjust about what I'm doing. And black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man, we hate the oppressor by not pertaining to his philosophies here in America. So we aren't going to celebrate birthdays. We aren't going to celebrate Christmas. We aren't going to celebrate 4th of July. We aren't going to celebrate Easter that's coming up. We ain't going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, which is today. We ain't going to wear green in the spirit of what? What nigga, what, as a black person, what the hell is you doing wearing green today? What are you doing? That ain't got shit to do with us. Yet you want to wear green and what? The spirit of your oppressor because your boss told you to? Because you can wear green and jeans at your job. Now you wearing green. Now you didn't just gave up your whole morality just to wear some freaking jeans at your job. Well, black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man and women, that ain't got nothing to do with us. That ain't our culture. It ain't got nothing to do with you. All right? I wish I would. I ain't seen it today. I ain't really been paying attention. I kind of forgot today was, when you not in the world, you kind of don't pay attention to things, but you kind of pay attention to it. Like I recognize today it is St. Patrick's Day. Like I know it is, but I ain't seen nobody like no black person wearing no green. Thank God. I know it's y'all out there. I know y'all out there. I know y'all out there tonight. Y'all going to the bars, y'all going to the clubs tonight to get a $2 drink tonight. So y'all wearing green and all that. Black men, Hispanic men, and Native American men, that ain't got nothing to do with us. That ain't got nothing to do with us. The same people that celebrating St. Patrick's Day, the Irish, which is their holiday, that's their day to get drunk and get all belligerent. Black man, you ain't got nothing to do with that. You ain't got nothing to do with that. Except for you celebrating St. Patrick's Day. How about you fall back to the Bible and celebrate the Feast of Purim? The Feast of Purim and the closing Feast of Purim. You know what I mean? Why don't you celebrate the Feast of Hanukkah? You know what I mean? Why don't you celebrate the Day of Atonement? You know what I mean? Why don't you celebrate them days? Why don't you celebrate the damn Passover that's coming up in 2 weeks? That's our days to celebrate. That's our stuff. Leave these oppressive stuff alone just because in this world they make it so easy and convenient that if you celebrate Christmas, guess what? You could just go to the store and that same toy that you was looking for your son a couple months ago that was $100, now it's $20. You see how they try to con you into celebrating it, even when you're not even trying to celebrate it. You know what I mean? Let me go ahead and bring out this verse since, it's on my mind. You know what I mean? Let me go ahead. Salaki, let me go ahead and get this verse for y'all. Salaki, bear with me, Israel. This is what the Most High said about us being in this world, okay? as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Because we cannot be like how this world wants us to be. Okay. Slakia Israel. All right, this is the book of John, chapter 15 and verse 19. If ye were of the world, if you were of the world, so let me go ahead and stop there. If you came from this world, let me continue. The world will love his own. If you came from this world, the world will love you, black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man. But the world don't love you. Why? Because you didn't come from this world. You didn't come from this place. That's why the world can't love you, because ye are not of this world. That's what the Lord is saying. But wait, what about John 3:16 though? For God so loved the world. Well, if you look at the definition of world means age of society. That's why you got Disney World, Nickelodeon World, back in the day when it was a Nickelodeon World. You had the world of sports. You got the world of this. You got the world of that. You hear it all the time. This is the world of that. This is the sports world. This is the dance world. This is this world. This is the hip hop world. This is the all of this stuff. Because this is an age or society. This is a group of people that he's talking about. The Most High is saying right here, if you came from this world, then the world would accept you. They'll love you. They wouldn't be trying to kill you in the streets. They wouldn't be pulling you over for a simple traffic stop. And the cop the whole time got his hand on his gun because he just can't. He can't. Well, the thing is, if the world loved you so much, if you came from this world, the world would love you. You wouldn't be getting unalived during a traffic stop. You wouldn't have to worry about your kids going out in the middle of the street and getting shot by some freaking white supremacists, out in the street. Because it won't even be your own. It'll be some white man, and they won't even get charged. Just like that brother who went to the wrong house and the oppressor who shot him through the door. I don't believe he got, I could be wrong by this, but I don't think that he got any jail time by that. I think he basically said it was a mistake. But for you to, like, imagine if I went to my door right now, I got a door right behind me. Somebody knocked, a damn delivery driver knocked on the door. You got a peephole and everything. You could crack the door open a little bit with your pistol and be like, who is that? Oh, I don't recognize you. The brother would have been like, oh, my bad, wrong house, and walked away. But yeah, you such a damn devil, and you got so much hatred in you. You look through the peephole, obviously. You don't think that this devil didn't look through the peephole first? Like, that's the thing. You didn't think that he saw like, oh, this is somebody different. Let me just shoot this motherfucker. He saw a nigga and he took his shot. Now he said, he's on my property. I feel like I was getting robbed. And then he shot him in the head. The brother survives. But that don't mean that he going to go through all his life without shit going on with him. The white man is the damn devil that the Bible speaks of. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait. This is the patience of the saints. We are all praying here in the UPK for that day to come back. For that day to come where we can treat your kids, your ancestors, your people the same way. I say this genuinely. When that day comes, when the Most High allows us to have y'all in captivity, and this is the Most High's will. This ain't me saying it. This comes out the Bible. Let me read it to you then, since you don't believe what I'm saying. You obviously don't believe what I'm saying. Let me finish up this verse, though. But I have chosen you out of the world. Therefore, the world hated you. Basically going back on what I'm saying. If we came out of this world and we were of this world, the world wouldn't hate us. But because the Lord chosen us to be a special people and chose us to be not of this world, the world hates us. We're better at everything. We dress better. That's why they're trying to dress like us. Our music is different. It's better. That's why they're trying to make our music like us. We started every music genre. They just trying to cleave on to it. And because they such a devil, they didn't took it and said, this is ours. Rock and rollers, that heavy metal that y'all be hearing, all the, you know how the white people be doing? They did that. They did that. All that screaming, and that's what they get down off of. But the real rock and roll, the Chuck Berrys back in the day, the Chuck Berrys, the I hate to say this, but your Little Richards, You know what I mean? I know the brother was in a different lifestyle, but you can't deny what these brothers did for the genre. These brothers innovated and made this country music. We made country music, R&B, rhythm and blues. That's what R&B stands for. Rap, rhythm and poetry. What you think rap stand for? Hip hop. You know what I mean? All right, let me go ahead and get this verse. All right. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 13 and verse 10. So this is basically what I was saying earlier. Everything that y'all did to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans throughout the years, we gonna have to get justice on that. And y'all gonna have to get what's coming to y'all. I hate to tell you that. I know Amy, I know Sarah, you didn't do it to me. I know you didn't do it to us specifically. You wasn't alive. But guess what? I wasn't alive when my ancestors was getting hung on dog cages. Yet somebody got to pay for that. I wasn't around when my brother got his life taken away on camera when he had a knee on his neck. I wasn't around, but somebody got to pay for that. You got Elon Musk saying that that devil who killed George Floyd. You got Elon Musk saying, "Hey, we need to talk about releasing him." Elon Musk. This is somebody who's prominent. I don't know how in a political system. I guess he like Trump's right hand man or something like that. You got all these oppressors saying, "Yeah, they go bring our country back, and that we got businessmen, and they go give us, they go make sure that the economy is back, and they're doing it for them." See, white men believe that white men are working for them. That's why they love Trump. They love Elon Musk. They like, oh yeah, we finally got the white hope back. We got white men running this country, and they don't care about what they say. They're just gonna do everything for the American country. Listen, man, this is what the Most High said about everything that your ancestors did. Don't think that y'all could just go ahead and run a goddamn country and think that everything is gonna be cool. You see that y'all got this dude up in the office, and he ain't even for y'all either. He is for y'all, but he ain't really for y'all. That's how much of a devil that the white man is. He'll even turn his back on his own to get ahead. Trust me. Trust and believe. He'll be a snake to his own. Gosh. Let's go ahead. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity, shall go into captivity. Who led who into captivity? I mean, this is like a fourth grade question. My goddamn my ribs niece can answer that question. And she like 7-10 years old at this point. She could tell you that the white man is the devil. And she 10 years old. I mean, it's lucky. I mean, one day I'm gonna have her on here, and I'm gonna have her come on the camera. I'm gonna be like, she's just gonna say it. I ain't even gonna say it. I'm gonna be like, who the devil is? She gonna be like the white man, Most High in Christ. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. So all you did was just kill us with the sword. As you can see nowadays, even when we try to just drive down the goddamn street, we get pulled out of our car, guns put on us. It's even to the point where they shooting your ass in the goddamn car. It was a brother who refused to get out the car. You know what they did? They shot the brother in the car. I think it was a story a couple years ago about a brother. It was another story. I mean, all these stories, it sounds similar, but it was another story about a brother in a car about maybe a few years back. The police literally climbed on top of the car and shot within the car. Like the dude, he had his windows rolled up. They shooting the car. One of the police officers climbed on top of the car on the roof and started shooting in the roof. That's how much they hate you. They can't just be like, stop, get out the car. Once the pursuer take off, you take after him, and you just hope. You don't sit there, shoot, and then on top of that, go on top of the car, shoot. Like at that point, is you even restraining him? What did he have that was so bad? What did he have a missile in his car? Did he have weapons of mass destruction in his car? What did he have that was so bad that will make you devils have to get on top of the car and unalive the brother? And I believe I think his rib was there too. I'm not even entirely sure. It was a story a couple years ago. But the fact is, the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And once you realize that every day, say that every day. Say it. And make you feel better. Just say, hey, listen, white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. It'll make you feel a slither better. That don't mean that we gonna get out of this hellhole. But by you saying that, you a little bit closer. Because now you recognizing who your enemy is. And once you recognize who your enemy is, then you can recognize who your allies are. That's the purpose of that. Once you recognize who your enemies are, then you can start to work on recognizing who your allies are. And your allies are the same people in the hood with you. I know that it might seem difficult because this brother is a GD. You got some family members who might be BDs. You might got some family members who 4CH. You got some families who Blackstone. But y'all all black people at the end of the day. That's still your brother. Y'all going through the same hellhole. Y'all literally just robbing and stealing from each other. Because guess what? That same nigga ain't going to the white people's hood and stealing from them. Go to the suburbs and treat them just like how you treat a regular nigga in the hood. I bet you they'll be literally... One of y'all go to the suburbs right now and try to do that shit in the suburbs. They'll be trying to literally exterminate the whole hood yesterday. They'll be sending SWAT teams over there. They'll be like, all they got to say is a black dude with dreads. It don't even matter if you got dreads. You can have braids. You can have twisties. You can have a goddamn afro. You can have a low taper fade. And they'll still be trying to get you. That should let you know that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And like I said, once you recognize that, then you can really realize who your foes are. Because America teaches you. This is what America teaches you every day. Salaki. America literally teaches you that believing them is the way. When believing the lies of this world is our downfall. And once we recognize this as black people, then we could start to recognize who our allies are, and we could do exactly what Zephaniah 2:1 verse said. It said, "Come together, O nation not desired. Thus saith the Most High." We are ordered to come together as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay. And with that being said, I am Officer of 50 Bania, holding it down for Gary, Indiana, Monday night classes, biblical law classes. You know what I mean? Stay tuned. Tune in to all of our classes. Mondays, you got biblical law class with myself, as I said. Tuesdays, you got classes with Officer of 1000, Officer Ashayar. He has the history class on Tuesdays. And on Thursdays, you have the scripture breakdown class with Officer of 500, Ra'ash Karab. And with that being said, Israel, that's my time. Shalom.